Hello, thanks so much for watching. Elise makes a bunch of videos. Today I'm just going to do a little recap about what's been going on here in Australia. So I'm in South Australia, which is the state in the south, where you will find the city of Adelaide and all those surrounding Adelaide beaches and hills, all those different towns that are around. So I've just been touring around that mostly. Down south and the north and a little bit in the hills. So you can check out some of my other videos about all the different places that I've been. Today I just want to talk a little bit about sort of Australian odd isms that I've come across since my arrival, where everyone's just going to melt and die of dehydration immediately outside. But nah, they're just pushing through that. They're just out there in the middle of the desert sun throwing these balls, and they don't even have gloves. They're just catching these freaking rock hard balls with their bare hands. So they've got these weird street signs when you have like a regular street sign that says, you know, the street name, but then they'll have like all these other signs underneath. Sometimes it's just one, sometimes it's like 4 or 5, depends on how many things. So it's like informative about what's on that street. It's pretty helpful, I think, if you don't know where you're going. So it'll be like school, church, doctor, dentist, lawyer, toilets, post office, like all this random like information underneath the sign with these other signs. Like it's very informative and helpful. What else? Oh, they really like driving through things, but like not driving up to a window like you would think a normal drive-through is. They actually drive through the whole building. I have a few videos about the drive-through Bottle-O. It's just me filming a Bottle-O. And not really, it's, yeah. I'll have some links to that if you're interested in the description of this video. But yeah, you drive right through the building. You park there, and then someone comes up and is like, what do you want? Oh, I want a 6-pack of whatever, and then they go get it for you. You drive right through the building. It's pretty funny. What else? They just liked adding O's to things at the end of words to indicate that it's a store of some sort, I believe. So instead of saying like Salvation Army, it's like Salvos, or instead of service station for the gas station, they just say the servos. I've been saying beachos. I feel like I made that up and no one, hasn't not caught on yet, but those beaches that you can just drive right on the beach, and I feel like it should just be beachos. So yeah, drive through Bottle-O's. Just add O's to the ends of things. Time. What else? Oh, Burger King here is called Hungry Jack's. That's just a random fact for you to take and go. I was like, why does that Hungry Jack seem so familiar? And then I realized it's just Burger King. I don't know why it's called Hungry Jack's. I guess everywhere people talk about the weather, but in Australia there seems to be a big obsession. If you're walking somewhere, they have to warn you to look out for snakes. Every time. You can't just be told once and then remember. It's like, oh, you're walking? Oh, watch out for the snakes. Cool. And then if you're driving, watch out for the kangaroos, especially dawn and dusk. I guess that's when they drive or jump into the road or whatever. Fucking kangaroos getting hit by cars all the time. It's like deep. So yeah, watch out for the roos on the road and snakes in the path. So, Australian meat pies. So they're very similar to British meat pies, only I think they're more like gravy in them. And then in Adelaide, I guess there's this thing called a floater, which is a meat pie floating in pea soup of some sort. So if you're around, I think Villiers is the main pie shop here in South Australia, so go check that out. Meat pie floater. I don't know. Sounds weird. What else? Oh yeah, no tipping. So if you're at a bar, a cafe, a restaurant, you don't need to tip, ever. Also just like taxes being included in prices. So there's just not a lot of like calculating what you're actually having to pay if you go into a store or restaurant. It's like, oh, it's just the price that's actually there. Cool. That's so simple. What? So that's a good time. And what else? Oh, just the randomness of the Australian sense of humor. That's pretty funny. They really like to take the mickey, as they would say, or take the piss is the English version of that, I guess. And basically just making fun of each other all the time, constantly. Yep. Yeah, Australian houses. So they have these Yeah, there's none around in my immediate area, but I think I have a photo of it I can add later. So they have these corrugated iron veranda things, usually like at the side of the house or the front of the house, or the back of the house, and then that's obviously for shade. But yeah, they have these iron lattice things that I guess are made here, or used to be made here in Adelaide. What else? Oh yeah, shoeless, shirtless service. So there's just, like, especially in like beach towns, people just rock up to stores like just wearing nothing but shorts. Like dudes will just have their shirts off, they're not wearing shoes, they're just rocking around just wearing like underwear pretty much, and no one cares. Another thing about the servos, gas station, petrol station, is that you pay after. So you fill up your gas tank with diesel or gas or whatever you do, and then they just trust that you're going to actually pay afterwards. I mean, I guess there's cameras everywhere, so they would know if you ran off and didn't pay for your gas. There's some dude, and then he like hits this ball with his wicket, and then he runs back and forth, and they're all throwing the ball to try and get it somewhere, and I don't know what's going on ever. It just kind of feels like you're having a million blow dryers being blown at your face constantly if you're outside, especially in South Australia. It's really dry. It's like the Sahara Desert out here. Well, that's pretty much it. Yeah, Australia, mate.